Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you, good morning, welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 5 now of the 2018 Gumball 3000 where you join me in Japan. The car behind me, the AMG GT R, not mine confusingly, but the car I'm going to be driving for the Japanese legs of this year's rally from Mercedes-Benz Japan. But behind that is the hangar in which the Gumball cars have been unloaded, following about 100 of them being flown over from the European legs from Bologna in Italy. Now today, for our first driving day in Japan, we're going to be heading from here. We'll head inside in a second to a race circuit for a bit of action there before we go on from Osaka to Kyoto for this evening's checkpoint. This is the rally from London to Tokyo. If it wasn't crazy enough already, now that we're on the other side of the world, I think things have been turned up a notch. Let's head inside, take a quick look around, then jump back in the car because it is time to drive in Japan. The ridiculousness of this is quite hard to take in. About 100 cars then are lined up in here, having been flown over on 3 different cargo planes from the drives in Europe. We went from London to Chantilly in France to Milan to Bologna with all of these cars, and now they're all here in Japan, having landed in Osaka. You can see we're at the active airfield. The runway is just the other side, just outdoors. But these are the cars we were driving with. Now they're here. All of the owners are arriving back at the airport now to take their cars. The last one, the Pagani Huracan Performante Spider, just unloaded right then. And now we'll be going for the drive. So the owners will arrive in some buses from the hotel, jump in with their luggage, and it's drive time. This is quite frankly ridiculous and absurd to the highest possible degree. But here we are with all these cars, the likes of the Lexus LFA back in its homeland, the 720S, the 918 Spider flown over. It's a global event. It's an Australian 288 GTO. But now it's time to experience Japan, time to drive here and see what this country is all about. Check this out then, all the Gumball cars parked side to side. In fact, you don't really get many views of them like this during the entire rally, just parked in such a small area. But here we are in the aircraft hangar, even a plane alongside. All the cars now ready for part 2 of this monumentally epic adventure. What's going to happen now is that all the Gumballers head inside, complete the documents and things they need to do to get their cars released so they can take them on today's drive, which we're going to join in the AMG GT-R. Now, loads of you have asked me why I didn't bring my GT-R over here to Japan for the legs out here, and the main reason is that I actually signed up to Gumball a little bit too late to complete the customs declarations and get a carnet sorted, which you need to do to bring a car outside of your home market. So when Mercedes-Benz Japan made it possible to drive their Green Hell Magno car, it was a bit of a no-brainer to not then have to deal with getting mine back home. It's more or less the same thing, obviously without the Rentec package, but it will be quite interesting for me to experience some of the differences with this car. It's got the upgraded hi-fi that I don't have. It also has the carbon ceramic brakes, but in any case, this was the launch spec of the AMG GT-R, and it's now fully stickered up again as Team 150. You might notice that my co-driver, Benzine Ben, is just having a little rest inside the car at the moment. We're a bit jet-lagged after the flight over to Japan, I'm not gonna lie, but the stickers, again, just like back at home, the white stickers with the neon red, the reflective red, the 2 colors of the Japanese flag, ergo the design that is on our shirts that Benzine put together for this year's rally, the team t-shirt. But all is mostly set, the car is ready. When people start moving on out, we will jump in and get ready to join today's drive, about I think an hour or 2 from here to the track. It's time for freedom then. The first car rolls on out. The Team 77 Dawn from Andorra is free and on the road. So all the documents and documentation takes a while for all of these things, as you can imagine, but it will be time now for each of the cars in turn to make their way outdoors. DB11 Gum comes out second with its crazy psychedelic colors on the wrap. This is a very international affair. We've got one car on, all from different places coming out. That's from Sweden. Sirens being tested in the background. Next up, Turbo S from Germany. We're going desperately international. Then we've got another Brit with the Rolls-Royce Wraith. But now the cars are coming out thick and fast, ready to attack the roads of Japan. Out of the hangar here, GTC4 Lusso, Speciale from Belgium. I guess Team Alpha will come out shortly for their Stelvio. The Indian 911, that noise in here, ridiculous. You're deafening everybody. Super cool though with the hologram. the party is starting. Oh, goodness me. Oh, the mix of sirens and engines. Amazing. Everybody goes deaf when this thing is around. Hurricane rolling out, AMG GT-R rolling out, SLR rolling out, GT2 RS, Team Salomon with the ridiculous illuminated Aventador SV Roadster with its neon lights to match its purple accents around the car. They're ready. This is just the definition of winning. You got it. You know what? I think it's time for us to jump into the GT-R and head on and join part of this event where it's going to be boiling in here without the engine running. Let's get this started up. There we go, we're into life. This is, of course, as I have said in one of my other videos, one of the best cars to be driving on the Gumball 3000, and we have what's called the ETC card, which allows us to go through tolls, which presumably none of these guys do because advantage of a local car. Anyway, it's going to be drive time. So the strangest part of this for us, following these cars leaving out of this airport industrial area, is that I'm driving a left-hand drive car in a right-hand drive country after driving my right-hand drive car in left-hand drive Italy and France for the earlier parts of the rally. So that's going to take some getting used to, as is trying to read Japanese street signs. So the guys in front, I'm going to try and copy and follow and do what they do. Yes, exactly. Let's do that. I don't know what that said from my navigation, but these guys hopefully do. We'll follow them. We've got a traffic light here, then basically see where it takes us. Away we go then. Time to play a touch of catch up here as we head towards the cars that have very quickly got away from us. Get some air conditioning going. It's currently showing 31 degrees. It's very toasty in Japan. So speed limits, rules, regulations, how this works, loads to learn. Hopefully they know what they're doing. That's the #1 plan and hope right now that we end up going the right way. We've got about a 2-hour drive to Central Circuit, where because of how long it's taken to clear the cars through customs, things might be coming to an end, but we're going to go there because it's Gumball. You should go to every checkpoint. Anyway, for now, onwards! The two green cars together. That's really loud. I can't even hear this downshifting. This is where we can pull a very, very sneaky one because we have the ETC card, so we can skip through and kind of jump past all these guys. Sorry everyone, we can just roll through. Cheeky cheeky. Oh, now we've got to wait for them to catch up though. That's the blunder with doing that, isn't it? And now everyone's stuck behind us, but some other cars have actually caught us up as well. In any case, we're about to have a nice line of Gumballers passing us at some point very shortly. So loud it basically shakes us as well. It has to be turbocharged. There's so much whistle going on. Where's it from? Romania. Hey, spoiler popping up. That was our matched green AMG GT-R. I think another one from Mercedes also taking part. We just before that had a 12C going past and a Gran Cabrio, which we're slightly fearing might mean that the track is actually closed. But we'll find out when we get there. Hopefully some other Gumballers are going to be coming.
It's quite an interesting one actually driving, especially now that we're out of the big city, because I am so confused how these junctions work, how these signs work, what it means. Sometimes they're like this one up here just in front of us are written in English that tells you the street name sign as well, but normally obviously it is an alphabet that I do not understand. I've got no idea what I am looking at and what it says and where I should be going and what I should be doing most of the time, especially on the motorways when you're kind of trying to work out whether you should be going a left slit road or a right slit road. It's a 50-50 gamble. No idea. We've spotted our first Japanese police car, or at least I believe that's a Japanese police car, and they have to have their red lights on to tell you that they're checking anything or doing speed tests or radars or that kind of thing. So presumably, or at least we've been told, that there are going to be quite a few from here to the track, and I say that and I can actually see a Gumballer coming the other way towards us at this moment. Just coming back from the racetrack, or at least using it as a checkpoint. How cool is that? An English number plate on an AMG GT R here in Japan. So I've been told lots of police everywhere, so we're taking this last stretch very, very gradually, just to kind of know what we're looking at. I mean, look at the scenery anyway. It's beautiful to take it in. You've got these slightly more traditional Japanese buildings as well, completely different to the very modern city that we started out at this morning in Osaka. But yeah, the sun's come out. It's a nice day, but we're heading to a racetrack. Could be worse. Here we are then, we have arrived at Central Circuit, which is what we're coming to visit, so let's head in. I think we're probably here on our own at the moment, but hopefully other Gumballers will follow us. Coming through a little tunnel is always an opportunity to be a bit silly. That sounded good. Right, where are we heading? Up this way. There are actually quite a few cars here. I wasn't expecting so many cars to be in front of us. I was honestly thinking that we might have like one or two, but there's a pit lane full of cars. So lots of the cars that have joined just for the Japanese leg, and there's a police car right in front of us. So any ideas of doing things that would be considered stupid are quickly thrown out of the window. But let's come around and park up somewhere, maybe right here. This looks good. Tell you what's cool about this place though, we're literally on the hillside, so the track kind of goes all around where we're standing right now, just a few laps going on because it needs to close quite shortly. Obviously pit garages set out to have lunch inside them. Small location, but seems kind of fun from what I can see of it right now. Let's just hope a car comes around in a moment and we can listen to some nice sounds. Oh, the N Attack out on track. Ah, so that was the end, coming in for a cool down lap now. Oh, a few more. The heavenly sound of Ferrari V12s and a Macan. And another Ferrari V12. So 812, F12 and the N Attack. So this car, team number 11, is a Nismo GT-R N Attack, the very, very rare, special, even more hardcore version of a GT-R that they only make in extremely limited numbers with an even larger rear wing and the additional vents you can see on the front fenders, which is designed for the Nürburgring. So that's basically the Nürburgring spec that they did a lap time of 7 minutes and 8 seconds with a short while ago. And yeah, you can buy it as a package, obviously from Japan. So Ben is sat here currently editing videos together, getting things online while everything's happening around us. That is a winning plate on the Speciale. The valves open and off it goes. This car is awesome, but look what else has turned up. The Bugatti Chiron is here in the pit lane as well. This car is joined just for the Japanese legs of the rally. It is probably the highlight hypercar of this year's grid. The colours of all the stickers look nuts. And maybe it's going to go out onto the track with this little line. Off they go. Not every day you see a Chiron heading out onto a racetrack. They're just doing a few pictures with the cars, but either way, it's
cool to see those two. Well, those three, I should say. A short stop, but it's time for the cars to start heading off, and I believe these guys are going to go with the Chiron also, and it's always nice to just watch that on the move. How low and sleek it is. Quite a good turnout, I guess, given how long it took us actually to get cleared through customs earlier on. This is quite significantly out of the way for Gumballers, so we've had to make a big diversion. You can imagine from a time point of view, people who have been spending time sorting out various bits of paperwork wouldn't necessarily want to come all the way, but that's a good sound and a half. So these guys getting some pics. Off they go. Mansouri 12C. Lines of cars departing now. Let me get out of the way quickly. I think we'll jump into the GTR as well. Maybe chase this GTR. Slightly nervous times for that AMG GT-R behind us, although I believe flashing red lights on a Japanese police car just mean that they're taking your speed. They have to have their lights on to actually check you. But Ben is now driving in Japan for the first time ever.
First time behind the wheel in Japan, and I'm being tailed by an active police car.
Within a kilometre.
Very nice.
Yeah, good start. Well, we've got a few cars up in front of us, and we're going to find somewhere to pull in and grab a bite to eat in a moment, and cruise along so as not to upset Mr. Policeman behind us. Look who we have here, the GT-RS. Looking very, very cool, guys. So, two AMG GT-Rs cruising through Japan. Not too much to report on this afternoon, actually. Just making our way towards the hotel. Fairly long distance to go. Then we'll be in Kyoto. Who knows why they've been stopped, or actually loads of cars have been stopped. Let's hope everything's okay there. I'm not quite sure. The beast of the Green Hell literally has its own tunnel. The lights above us are illuminating. It's run away from us. What was it called again?
Beast of the Green Tunnel.
The Beast of the Green Tunnel. Well, the lights do this rather bizarre thing, but the colour is a spot-on match to the Green Hell Magno of this GT-R. We actually had some rain just before we went into that tunnel. And now out of this side, the sky is clear and it's looking very, very nice.
Look at that over there.
Yeah, the clouds are crazy. So, somewhere up ahead of us, in about 40 minutes time, will be Kyoto. Apart from the AMG GT-RS, we've not really seen any other Gumballers on the drive. Don't know if we'll see any more before we get there, but it sounds like the grid should be fairly fun when we do. So, onwards! More green lights and green road signs. This is the Beast of the Green Hell viaduct right now, so we've had the tunnel, or multiple tunnels as it happens. And I guess down there is Kyoto, given that we're approaching. And yeah, green tarpaulin on the truck, you know, everything about the world is green, green trees. Surprise, surprise. It's our first taste of JDM, a Nissan 370Z with wheels, wing, all very blue. Just an early start, and it's the yellow bridge now, the yellow bridge, the tribute to my GT-R. We've gone from green bridges and tunnels to yellow ones. We're arriving then. This is the grid. There is a very traditional Japanese building at the end. Some of the cars in front of us just pulling in. Good turnout it seems, so we'll get up towards the front, then it'll be time to get to the inside, but I'm going to jump out onto the window and take a look around. Here we are then, arriving at the grid in Kyoto. There's a good turnout. We're going to pull inside here into the main part of the grid, but everybody is around. It's a traditional Japanese building out in front. We've got some stickers and things to hand on out. And we're rolling up then. We've got a little stop point here before we drive on in.
Show some love.
We're here.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Japan.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
This is a slightly strange view as we park up next to the M4 GTS here. Richie skates on by. Looking cool. This is quite fun actually. It's boiling here, absolutely boiling. Japan has been very, very warm, but we made it to Kyoto. It's not too late in the evening. It gets dark quite a lot earlier than it was over in Europe. No pressure on benzene. While he parks, then it'll be time to step on out. Dish out some t-shirts and things to the various people who have turned up here. Sounds good? Sounds good. Right. I got some stickers. That side. Rows of Gumball cars in the dark. It is very, very dark here, not much by way of lighting at all, but you can see the cars are all lined up on this side, over on the other side too. Many of the cars, because of the time it took to get out of customs, actually came straight here rather than going to the track, which is why we're behind quite so many people, even though we started out this morning right at the front. Got Pog's new Huracan Performante Spider and the Disco Volante right at the far end, but not bad, not bad. Many more to come. No doubt this will be full by the end of the evening. This is a very peaceful and civilized location to have the grid inside the gardens here in Kyoto, but this was Gumball 3000's arrival in Japan. Day 1 of 3 driving out here, going from Osaka to Kyoto via Central Circuit, seeing some of the cars out on track. Of course, for many of the cars, it's been a long day getting them out of customs and so forth, but we did get to see the Chiron, the N Attack, and the 812 Superfast in green out on track, and we can hear something very noisy arriving now. But today's gone fairly well. We got to grips a bit with the roads. It was confusing at first. I don't know what that is, but it's noisy. Well, actually I do. It's an Aventador. And it's ridiculously loud. Anyway, that's kind of disturbed the peacefulness of this grid in every possible way. What I was saying was we got to grips with the roads. We learned how roughly to understand where we're going and to deal with the road tolls out here. But tomorrow and the day after, we'll be going up towards Nanao, and then from Nanao via Mount Fuji to Tokyo to the finish line. What a first day though over here in Japan. A lovely place to be, a lovely place to be driving, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. But thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, that's it for now. I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Cheers.